And they tried that before.
Yeah.
GE thought that maybe they would be the first team to actually defeat Faker when he's playing LeBlanc in the professional scene. Faker 11-0 currently on that champion, and they were horribly wrong. Faker totally hard carried that game, and
it was not a good idea.
It was definitely not a good idea. So,
what do you think about the Rek'Sai ban? Because I feel like we haven't seen as much of a priority on that champion lately. Do you think it's still necessary?
I think Lee has shown that he's quite good at Rek'Sai, and Lee hasn't been as good on Sejuani. Now, he did debut Nidalee in their last match, and there is a Hecarim ban.
Yeah, so GE just not wanting to deal with it. That would have been almost certainly picked by one of these teams otherwise.
So there is a... Okay, so here's what GE's doing.
Interesting.
They're punishing Marin. They want to ban out the Maokai and the Hecarim, and they're first picking Gnar because Rumble is open, and they want the winning matchup in that lane if Marin plays it. However, Marin has been really good on Lissandra this season as well, so they are probably accounting for that already. GE, a very calculated team in picks and bans. Well, what this says to me is that GE wants Marin to either pick Rumble and lose lane, or pick the Lissandra, and they've got another answer for that somewhere else in the draft.
Yeah.
So they're assuming, I think, that the Lissandra pickup will come through, and so the Gnar picks continue, but it's a specific situation this time around that's causing that. GE is testing the depth of Marin's champion pool right now, and this is really good information for them going into the playoffs.
Yep, that's right. It's going to be pretty useful stuff. Do you think we're actually going to see Tom pick up this Nunu? It is strong this patch, but this is much more of a Benki champion. It is going to get locked in, and there's a Lulu as well for SK Telecom.
Now that is quite surprising. SKT rarely picks Lulu when EasyHoon isn't playing, because EasyHoon, the main Lulu player, even though that was Faker's most played champion in solo queue last season, Faker needs something with a bit more damage and carry potential, usually, if they're going to be successful. And there's the Kennen takeaway alongside Nautilus as well.
Yeah, do you think we're going to see a Kennen mid then, and then Gorilla taking up Nautilus? I think that'd be the most likely. Yeah. SKT putting together a Juggernaut composition, it looks like, although with the engage from Kennen and the ult possibilities from Nautilus, I feel like it'd be pretty risky to play into this composition. What do you think?
GE doesn't have primary engage yet. All they have is secondary engage right now, so they need an answer to that, whether that is going to be Sejuani in the jungle or a Sivir, perhaps.
I think the Sivir takeaway might be pretty valuable, even if it does kind of change SKT's plans. I don't know, though.
So this is looking classic Juggernaut here. Lulu, Nuna, Nunu, Janna. But the Sivir, interesting.
Sivir Maw. Nope, that doesn't work. Sivernaut. Sivernaut composition this time. Without the poke that Kog'Maw has. Well, it functions in a slightly similar way in that all these shields will allow Sivir to get closer. It'll kind of reduce the bad siege, maybe.
But Sivir's low range really makes this suboptimal, so I wonder how they're going to fill out this composition.
That's why I was trying to kind of theory craft it, right? I mean, do you think the shields will be enough?
It's not great.
Well, the problem is that when you get close, it's not about the damage your ADC might take, but it's about the catches that the GETigers can do. And interesting. Okay. So it's going to be a jungle Nautilus then, it looks like, I would imagine.
Yep. Sure would seem that way. And Kuro back to Azir. Of course, Azir getting buffed. Azir has been played a lot in China on 5.6, actually, and it's been really good. Rookie, in particular, has been quite strong on that champion.
Right. So what's the final pick going to be for SK Telecom here? What do you add to this? Make it work. Do you add more damage? I suppose you add a Rumble, huh?
I'm not sure I'm a fan of this from SK Telecom. Usually SKT doesn't do well when Faker plays Lulu.
It seems like GE really confused them in the draft.
Well, that's Sivir takeaway too. I think they picked themselves into a bit of a corner in this game because they didn't expect... They could see that the Sivir was probably going to be coming in from Prey if they didn't take it away, and that would be an excellent composition to deal with the Juggernaut. And so GE getting a lot of the priority picks, and Rumble will be locked in, so unfavorable matchup for Marin. But of course, Rumble, long one of Marin's top champions.
Yep, very true. And we're in for a pretty action-packed game either way. I mean, this is going to result in some pretty crazy fighting.
I'm really surprised about these matchups and how the lengths that they went to take out Marin's champion pool. But SK Telecom has been relying very heavily on Marin playing these top tanks for success as of late, so now he's going to be on a less tanky champion in this Rumble in a bad matchup unless they get the lane swap. And Kuro on a controlled mage right here. Tons of burst from GE.
Yeah, well, it doesn't look like there's any messing around from either of these teams in the first game anyway. GE really coming at it seriously.
Yeah, I'm happy to see Azir again. And one of the things that's been so interesting in China is that a lot of the Chinese, and I say Chinese, but I mean Korean players in China, have been doing is going in very heavily with Azir, actually following up in team fights by dashing in and then using his ult very aggressively for zone control. And meanwhile, in Korea, we've seen some Azir, but people have not wanted to go all in on Azir. They mostly just stay back and play very conservatively, but that removes a lot of the playmaking ability from Azir, so I think I'm interested to see how ham Kuro's going to go on this champion.
I mean, if you think about how Kuro generally plays, it seems a bit less likely. But we'll see, guys. GETigers versus SK Telecom. Game 1. Let's get it started. And here we go. Welcome to Summoner's Rift. GETigers versus SK Telecom. Wow, the SKT fans definitely won that cheer. They won that one. So Lee with this jungle Nautilus, like you've said in the past, Monty, that you're not the biggest fan of this jungle Nautilus. Do you think he works in this comp? What do you think?
I do think he works in this composition. I still think that GE may have a tough time engaging because SKT does have a lot of peel. And it's not clear how exactly they're going to be engaging with this composition, but they will get eventually a Righteous Glory on Gorilla's support Kennen. But still, it's not the best engage here. So
some deeper wards going in. Ooh, Gorilla needs to be a little bit careful, man. You don't want to have to wish you had started E.
Yeah. Moreover, I'm concerned about SKT because they basically have a Juggermaw composition without a Kog'Maw.
Yeah.
And Sivir's short range makes it very risky to play.
They kind of have a Juggermaw strategy with an opposite Kog'Maw.
Right. And the other thing, too, is that Nautilus is going to be really good because if they try and siege with this composition with Sivir, if they can remove the spell shield, it's going to be really easy for Lee just to alter in the front line. Well, so yeah, that's a pretty bad situation to be in.
That's the thing, is that there's nothing really skillful about Nautilus' ult, right? I mean, you just point and click for that one. So it makes it much, much more different or difficult with this Sivir.
Okay, so we are going to see Krugs taken by Prey and Gorilla right here. There is no chance for the Gromp here from SKT, so they're going to have a bit of a tough lane early on. We did see the deep wards go in for the GETigers, so they know that there is no Gromp being taken as we head into the 1v1. SKT not even trying to lane swap in the Rumble versus Gnar matchup, which has traditionally been very bad.
Okay. Faker already getting a ton of damage. He uses his Ignite just to push Kuro out of lane. Getting early edge.
This is how Faker plays lane, you know?
Oh yeah, I love it. I love it.
Sometimes he dies to level 2 ganks by doing this kind of
who cares?
Crap, though, so.
Only when he plays Vladimir.
I'd be a bit worried if I were him, but I think he's banking on the fact that Nautilus level 2 ganks are not going to be particularly great. Also, you'd have to skill hook at level 2, and that would be pretty bad for jungling, so it is calculated aggression from Faker, but still.
Lulu's a bit more safe to come up with than, you know, a champion like Vlad would be, too, because you have the Whimsy and you have the shield.
Right, Kuro also started Flask, so
yeah,
it doesn't really matter that he did that.
Well, he uses those Flask charges up, I guess.
Yeah, but, I mean, he used his Ignite for it, though, so we'll see how it works out for him, but that is, Faker just plays aggressively in lane, as aggressively as he can.
Speaking of aggression, Prey able to get a nice CS lead already on Bang, but when you look at this lane too, this is going to be a real bully lane for GETigers in the bot.
Right, and also notice that Bang and Wolf just hitting 2 right now after Prey and Gorilla hit 3. They really got a big advantage off of taking those Krugs.
Yeah, looks that way. Ooh, maybe a gank coming in onto Faker. Lee sneaking back through the jungle. Faker, he plays pretty far back, dodges the Q. Nice job. A parting shot for Lee.
Well, this is pretty slow.
A little bit of magic. Yep.
335 move speed, so
it's true.
Yeah, just not able to get much done right there. In the meantime, Tom is trying to be sneaky.
Yeah, not going to be able
to take a dragon right there, but Praying Gorilla dropping some wards in the pit just to make sure that nothing's going on. Really good timing, actually, from Praying Gorilla, just to walk up there and check, make sure that there isn't any new solo dragon shenanigans going on.
Well, we see it so much. It's really good to check that, you know?
He's on a gank mission right now. This is...
he gets Marin, pulls him in. Yeah, Marin may have to burn a summoner here. He's in trouble. There's the flash. Oh, wow, he nearly died to that Q from Smeb. But they got the summoner out of the way, and maybe the teleport too, and he has to get back to lane.
Tom's up to it again, though.
He's not giving up. There's a ward there,
He's
though.
like, I saw him at the top side. I'm going to go for it again, but
Tom.
This lane pressure coming in bottom and mid. Tom, you can't do this right now, buddy.
He's going for it, though. And actually, Bang & Wolf putting on some pressure. Nice knock-up. Gorilla getting a little bit low here. Now Tom's coming down. It was all an elaborate ruse. No, I'm just kidding. They still want the dragon. Kuro coming in as well to help collapse.
Yeah, Kuro and Lee are here. They can't take the dragon right now. They did get a summoner for it, though.
Yeah, wasn't bad.
Nice for them, considering how poorly this lane has been going so far.
I'll let Bang maybe catch up a little bit in the CS department. We'll see.
So Marin without summoners up in the top side. We'll see if they take advantage of this once Smeb hits level 6. Leah spent a lot of time in these lanes, though, so he's not going to hit 6 particularly quickly this game.
Yeah. Well, GE hasn't been terribly concerned.
Oh, that's not in the brush.
Nope.
That is not in the brush at all.
Oh, boy. Wow, he cannot see Nautilus, and now it's gone anyway. Oh, boy. I don't think they're going to get an opportunity here, but that was a dangerous moment for Bang & Wolf. Luckily for them, they weren't pushed up too far. Ray and Gorilla, I don't know, it looked like they were trying to bait, but Lee wasn't anywhere around, so just kind of a bad trade for them.
Yeah, Bang also still has his potion right there, so that little dance actually gave SK Telecom some nice advantages off of playing around that dragon. Not in terms of actually securing the objective, but in terms of kind of getting back into the game in this bottom lane. I was going so poorly for them.
Yeah. I always worry when I see Sivir with this weapon. I feel like she's just going to throw one of these times and her arm's just going to like come off with it. The blade is like sitting in her armpit basically. That cannot be safe.
Yeah, you find yourself short a couple of limbs if you trip.
It's merely a flesh wound.
I don't think it would be.
She's had worse.
Okay, well.
Oh, try number 3. Third time's the charm.
Wow, that was really sneaky, actually, going in right as the Scuttler dies.
Yeah, they have the timer on it, and looks like he may be able to grab that.
Yeah,
now,
he should be able to get it this time.
Does GE kind of have this idea, too? Looks like Lee suspects. Yep. Hey, what do you know? Caught him again. Oh, Tom.
This is just really good objective control by both teams, though. SK Telecom's not wrong to keep trying to do this, and GE has just been on top of it the entire time.
This has been a very good game so far. Really smart moves by both teams. Oh, he's back again. He's like, haha, pink ward.
Now I know that when you know. He's going to waste some time there.
And if he knows when they know, then he'll know what time to do it. Oh, another ward goes down anyway. Tom's going to kill the Grop and then probably go back and get that ward as well.
Faker a little bit low right here, getting poked out by Kuro. Kuro.
That Flask coming in handy now.
Yeah, not having very much mana, however.
Faker's not done being aggressive yet. He's like, well, I'm only low health comparatively if I don't do more damage to you. But if I do damage to you, then we're about the same.
All right, so he saw the pink ward in the river right there. He's going to go back and clear it out. Not going to go into the enemy jungle by himself. Probably a good idea.
Yeah. Faker's really low
Wolf
now.
is here, though. Yeah, Wolf was just waiting in the mid lane to see if he needed to give a little bit of assistance.
Yep.
So they're... Oh. He's going to try and cover right here for Faker for a moment while Faker recalls. Building into that Athene's.
Teleport almost up again for Marin, so he'll be out of the woods there, and Smell will be a bit behind for the moment.
Yeah, Lee's been playing a lot around the bottom side of the map, and you know what's interesting, actually, about what SK Telecom's doing right now is the repeated pressure on the Dragon is actually allowing Marin to go even in this very bully lane without flash, and that's probably the best thing that's going on for SK Telecom, is by just threatening the Dragon over and over and over again, they're keeping Lee on the bottom side of the map while the flash is on cooldown. Now, may not be able to get it this time, but they are going to get the Dragon if Marin dies. So,
well, they're trying to time it right before his flash comes up. Lee thinking of recalling because Marin pulls back, but they can do it like now.
Still not 6 though is the issue right
you're
here.
Right.
And that's the other thing is that.
Oh, he's going in. There's Meganar. Can he get a good ult? There's a flash. He's going to try to push him in. Lee struggling to catch up. There's the equalizer. They'll bring him in anyway. Still no flash. It's about to come up right now, and Marin barely doesn't need it anyway. Close call. I feel like they reached a bit too far for that one.
This is one of the GETigers' biggest flaws. I feel like when they don't know what to do, they just overcommit to top lane ganks. We've seen that against KT. We saw it against WE. And now we're seeing it here. I don't really get why they do that, because without level 6 on Nautilus, that was just really unlikely to be successful.
Looks like SKT's going to get a dragon because of it as well, too. And yeah, SKT making GE pay for that one.
Yeah, they really just need to reconsider their top lane ganks in some of these games. They're very strange.
Yeah. Seeker's arm guard first on Marin, so he's not going to be doing ton of item-based damage, but that's the nice thing about Rumble, right, is that he's still got a decent amount either way, and it looks like Smeb still not quite enough for that Hex Drinker. Maybe when he goes back this next time he'll have it.
So blue buff will be handed over in the end, though. So not too much of an advantage for SK Telecom. Just that first dragon, not the end of the world, of course. And I just really don't know what SK Telecom's team fighting is going to look like. I think come the late game, GE should have a pretty big advantage in terms of tankiness with their composition. Neither team particularly good at sieging out.
Oh,
nice
Faker
ult.
pushed under turret. Really nice. And here comes Lee. There's the ult onto Faker as well. He's going to wild growth himself, but it's not going to be enough as first blood goes to Lee.
That's what I want to see more of, Doa. Following those Sand Soldiers in and some nice ulting. Faker getting a bit too close right there and nailed by Lee's ult once he actually hits that level 6. Nicely played.
Well, Kuro didn't even need to flash for that, so just an overextension, pure and simple for Faker. And you mentioned it earlier, and we have seen it a bit from Faker.
Well, Faker doesn't actually have good wards around the top side of the mid lane right now, so that was a bit risky for him to play that way regardless. And he's really punished for it right there. The deep wards in the top side certainly helping out the GETigers. They have that really extensive ward network on that top side of the map at the moment. Marin just going back, worried about what's overextending in top lane. So very interesting game so far, very tactical.
Yeah. A little bit less bloodthirsty than I'd prefer, but I can admit, still a good game. And really, certainly one of the higher level games we've seen so far this season.
I really love how SKT dealt with that top lane situation where they Tom was just so annoying at the bottom side of the map that Lee could not do anything about what was going on. Chasing Bang away right there.
Yep. So
he can get back into position. He'll temporarily out. Waste a spell shield right there, actually. Bang, but doubt it'll matter much.
Should be okay. Prey's still with
Tom, that's really risky. What Tom is doing right now is really risky. Faker's going back, and both mid and bot are pushed up. And he knows that Lee was just clearing that pink ward. This is a really bad mistake.
Oh, Tom. Well, he is a rookie, and that's a rookie move right there. Tom getting pushed away by that ult. There's the flash. Faker there to wild growth him. He may be able to make it out. In fact, Kuro pushing him to safety a bit. Whoa, but nothing safe for Prey as he gets taken down by Bang and Wolf. Whoa. Gorilla tried to ult to stop that one.
A terrible ult right there.
Yeah,
they would have actually been able to clean up that kill. Tom was completely out of position, and you can't deep ward like that as a jungler in that situation because you should be punished for it. Both TPs burned right there. Nobody actually following up on it.
Well, I can't believe Kuro pushed Tom to safety like that. That's an unfortunate situation there. Oh well, lucky Tom.
Especially towards Faker, who had wild growth too.
Yeah.
That was really a bad misplay. Not only that, but Bang picking up a kill onto Prey, who is moving up into the mid lane to try and help out.
Yep. A bottom turret does go down in SK Telecom's favor as well. So they're getting a nice little gold lead, about 1,000 at the moment.
Yeah, especially after what happened earlier in this game. But Sivir, as Graves relies really on his abilities to trade effectively. He needs that buckshot, and Sivir's a good answer with that spell shield. And even though they fell behind due to the Krugs being taken, they SKT was able to get back into it due to some nice trades after GE played around the Dragon.
Still a pretty close game either way, but SKT with a little bit of a lead so far.
Yeah, but what is SKT going to do with this lead is the question, because I'm not a big fan of their composition, and I don't really know how it's going to work.
Well, it really seems like they want to try to team fight, you know? They want to try to team fight maybe in the mid game.
Yeah, but their team fight just isn't great. After a certain point, they're not going to have very much damage because Sivir is going to be too vulnerable. Hi, Tom.
Oh, hello. Yep, Tom walking right in, but there's Gorilla. He got that red buff, though, didn't he?
Now, that is a much better invade. Notice how they have pressure on the mid side, and he had backup going into the jungle. Man, damn, Tom is so annoying.
This is like solo queue jungling at its finest right here. Just get in there, be annoying. And Tom is the king right now. Wow. So both junglers pick up that Cindermaw enchantment.
Cinderhulk?
Cinderhulk. Cindermaw, Cinderhulk.
Well, interesting. Bloodthirster first here from Prey. Not sure that's going to be the best option for him. Kuro going to take some time to ramp into damage, and Smeb not going to be doing a whole lot either, so a little bit concerning. Usually you want to go for, I mean, honestly, Brutalizer into Infinity Edge or just straight up Infinity Edge can be pretty good.
Well, you need that burst with Graves, and you're not going to get it with Bloodthirster, really. Dragging up in about 5 now, and SK Telecom has a pretty good position on it right now. Smeb moving down. Neither top laner has teleport at the moment, so they have to get there. Marin still a bit behind.
Smeb's in a really good place with his Rage Bar, though.
Yes, he is.
I think they're just going to... Are they going to go for this? I think they should just push out mid, honestly.
Oh, too late. They're going to get that. SKT's going to get the Dragon, and GE, can they claim this mid turret? Marin's probably just going to equalizer here. Actually, if the fight happens, he certainly will. Coming in now, there's the ult from Bang. He's got all those shields. Tom getting in the middle of everyone with a big slow. Gorilla coming from the side. Tom still very, very low. Smeb ults Faker, and Wolf against the wall. Gets exhausted, though. Kuro coming in. A couple kills from SKT, and they're turning this one around. Here comes Marin, and Bang from behind. And Wolf got a nice knock-up with that whirlwind as well. Goodbye, Prey, and SKT. They are going to win this fight very cleanly. Look at that. A triple kill for Bang. And you wondered how the team fights are going to go. Well, there you go.
Well, when you're incredibly out of position like GE was right there, you can be mopped up with the Whimsy and the Sivir ult, and GE really overcommitted to the side right there when they were trying to go after Faker and weren't paying enough attention to Bang. Bang is the major damage source on this team. We'll take a look at that team fight again, but also the members of GE a bit late to the party right there. And why SKT pulled the trigger was they knew they had a 5v4 for a few seconds. Because if we look right now, Prey's just not even there at the start of this team fight. Now, Bang gets ulted, but he actually spell shields the Nautilus ult, so they didn't blow the spell shield first. Very weak collateral damage going over the side. Now, Marin and Bang are up here. They are the mid-game damage threats that you have to worry about. Instead, Smeb goes over to the side on Wolf and Faker, and then everybody walks to the side to try and deal with them. Nobody paying attention to Marin and Bang. Smeb chose the wrong targets to ult, and then combined with Prey just not even being there at the start of the fight, the DPS wasn't there, and they didn't respect where the big damage from SKT in the mid-game. That was a really smart fight of SKT to take, and they pulled the trigger on that fight really well.
Wolf had a very good Janna ultimate during that as well, too. Waited for Gorilla to start to come in with Slicing Maelstrom, just pushed him right away.
Yeah. SKT absolutely right just to instantly commit to that fight in the early 5v4. Very nicely done. So now they have a big lead, and now team comps don't matter, Doa.
You have a big lead, it's true. So SK Telecom, how are they going to use this lead, though? Where's the power going to come from in terms of trying to start to close this one out now?
Just very weird. I feel like every time I see GE lose a game, it's because part of that loss involves me watching them be terrible at ganking top lane.
You know, it's really odd that we saw that at IEM. We've been seeing it in a couple other matches here, but they just keep doing it, and it's such a bizarre thing to have be sort of like one of your faults as a team. You know, no other team has this happen?
I just feel like they don't know what to do, and then they just resort to ganking top lane, whether or not it's a good idea.
Why that? Why is that the immediate fallback? It's very odd.
Yeah, GE just hasn't been on the same page this game. Prey and Gorilla particularly have been late to a couple of these fights, or we had them winning that lane and then getting chunked out while trying to defend the dragon. So a bit of odd play this game for sure. Looks like it will be a Ghost Blade on Prey as his second item.
Yep.
That said, GE, again, if they can survive for a while, they should have an advantage heading into the late game. But with 2 dragons already under SKT's belt and the control with the gold lead right now, that does seem a bit far-fetched. But the advantage they have is Azir is extremely good at extending games.
Tom took red again.
What a jerk.
Because why not? Man, he is really making the most of this Nunu. He is playing it so aggressively in terms of the counter jungling that he's done.
Yeah, too aggressively at times.
So hey, if it works against GETigers, it's going to work against pretty much anybody, I think.
Too aggressively at times. He's been taking a few more risks than I think his coaches would be happy to see him take, but it has been successful.
Yeah, his only death has been in that one team fight, and he got a lot done before he went down, too. Very interesting stuff. Yeah, he has really taken a lot of XP away. Even though Lee and him are the same
Bang's
level
been great
now.
this game, too.
Wow, yeah.
Prey just can't do anything. He's dealing with the Infinity Edge crits right now, and Bang is staying slightly outside of his range so that he constantly can punish with autos and the reset that he gets off of Ricochet. Prey can't do anything. Bang's been really good.
More of the same from what we've seen from Bang recently. Yeah, they're really making the Sivir pick work for now.
Yeah, and you have to make sure that Bang doesn't have that spell shield, otherwise that depth charge just vanishes, like we saw in that last team fight. Can't have that ability go to waste, and really there's only, nice job by Gorilla, just delaying a recall for a little bit. That should ease up some pressure on the top lane turret. Ooh, especially, nice, he delayed Bangs too. That's actually really important.
Wolf actually is almost done with Mikhail's as well, too, so catching this Sivir is going to become nearly impossible very quick.
Yeah. It's unfortunate that GE took some of these fights that they did in the early game because,
Oh, Faker. There's the ult from Kuro. He's going to try to go for the 1v1, but Lulu just gets out with that Whimsy pretty easily.
Yeah, Faker didn't have tower aggro right there, but still cleaning up a lot of farm right there and just making sure Faker doesn't go too far down in this mid lane. There is a tower down for Prey after they delayed those recalls, so a nice move. That's on the turret, but SK Telecom all over the dragon at spawn again. And there's nothing that GE can do to respond. Prey at the top side.
Do you think it was unwise to have their AD carry way up at top when they knew the dragon was going to come back?
I think they need money right now, frankly, and especially Prey. He used that money that he got from the turret to go ahead and pick up a Ghost Blade. So they obviously are going to have to start fighting these dragons at some point, however.
I suppose you do get that.
Kuro just doesn't do damage right now.
No.
Went Void Staff as a second item, but that is not an efficient item right now, actually. There's not enough magic resist on the enemy team to justify that purchase. In fact, he should be going for death cap at the moment. It doesn't, I believe 55 MR is the point at which that Void Staff becomes pretty efficient, but in this case, since there's no Aegis on the enemy team, and in fact nobody has built MR except for a Chalice, that's probably not the best buy.
Probably not. SKG trying to respond with their own tier 1 in top lane, and it looks like they'll be able to get it pretty easily, and this would be all the outer turrets down now in favor of SKT. We have 3-1, and still about almost a 5,000 gold lead now.
Yeah, and I'm not on board with SK Telecom's composition, but they've simply outplayed their opponents in the mid game in terms of knowing which fights to take. And if you can grab those 5v4s and then turn them into an ace for one kill like that, that's when the teamwork and the coordination can really override potential compositional advantages that the GETigers have.
Yep.
So really strong early game from SKT. Like the game plan coming in. And they've been outplaying the GETigers. So GE, 5K gold down. They're going to have to do really a lot to hold on here.
Yeah, we'll see what they've got in mind. Marin coming in for a couple deep wards and a little bit of jungle clear for him. And oh, they've got a ward in that brush. Oh man, Lee and Smeb could be in trouble here. There's a Whimsy onto Lee. There's a knockup for Faker. He ulted himself here. Smeb in trouble in the back line. Almost 2 fights going on at once. Lee's going to go over to the broken turret, turn around. Can he make it out though? No, there's another slow and he's going to get taken down. Another kill for Bang.
SKT's been doing such a good job at creating picks with how much mobility they've got.
Yeah, they can go right
they have movement bonuses from Blood Boil, from the Sivir ultimate, and from Faker's Whimsy. Yep. So they can turn a fight around. If you are slightly mispositioned, SK Telecom has been there to punish it, and they'll get a Baron out of it. Very well played.
Yeah, they killed it so quickly, too. And GE with a lot of wards in their own jungle, but SKT still able to take advantage of everything with the ward in that one river brush.
Yeah, that is one advantage that they have in this composition is these speed boosts do punish positional errors very well, and GE has made quite a few this game so far.
Yeah, it certainly looks that way. All right, now Bang & Wolf going back into the bottom jungle too. Oh, there's the ult. They're going to go actually onto Kuro. Nice knockup. Ult comes in. And they try to catch him with Kennen. Actually, Bang does get caught. They're still going to get the kill onto Kuro anyway, or Kuro rather. Smeb comes in, gets pushed back out with the Gen ultimate. Now they're going to turn on him. Man, Wolf's ults have been so good, and Tom slowing everybody up. Prey manages to escape, but there goes them. Oh, here comes Marin from behind, though. They're going ham with this one, diving between the two turrets. Another kill for Bang. Just cleaning up this fight. Only Lee escapes.
Bang has been so good this game.
Man, they all have been. Wolf, again, just the way he's been patient with those John ults, using them at exactly the right time.
Yeah, really holding off right there. And SKT, again, taking a fight with a man advantage. Every single fight they've taken this game, they've had more people. And they've been so decisive with when they want to fight and where they want to fight. It's been great to see SKT just rolling through GE.
Yeah, they really have been. There's an inhibitor turret down. Dragon back up in a minute 45, so SKT can get set up for that one as they push these lanes up a little bit more.
And this is scary, Doa. We take a look right here. So Kuro gets caught out in the mid side. It starts out as a 2v2, but even with the teleport coming in, we do see Faker there arriving with the Whimsy. There's the Wild Growth onto Bang. Wolf holding that Monsoon, blowing Smeb out of the choke. And then what a great ultimate, too, from Marin coming in from the side.
Yeah.
So they can clean up Smeb and then turn on to the remaining members as they just roll through and dive a turret. Bang. That Bang has been so good.
Wow. Yeah, his target choices, his movements have been pretty much perfect this game. 7-0-4 on that Sivir.
Especially in the late game, this is a composition that he needs to do well on. He needs to be able to carry this game alongside Marin because Faker's playing Lulu, and that's just not going to happen. So this is scary, though. The fact that SK Telecom...
Oh, Faker going for a 1v1 on Prey here. Gorilla's there, though, so he's going to have to back off.
It's okay, Prey doesn't do any damage.
Yeah, I don't think Faker's too worried. His utility has been extremely good this game, though, and he's added a little bit of damage on, but...
Yeah, I mean, Faker is a good Lulu player. There's no doubt about that. It's just
the question. Champion.
Yeah, the question is, why would you, if you have Faker, why would you have him play Lulu? But that's pretty terrifying that SKT is picking up so much slack in the top and AD carry positions. You know, we were looking at those graphs before the game and seeing that SK Telecom is 3% above average for teams in this league for mid laner damage. That's been something that has been a hallmark, whether it's EasyHoon or Faker, of their play this season. And in this game, it's all been about Bang, pretty much.
And it's Dragon time again. This would be the 4th in a row now for SK Telecom.
And Bang has 100% kill contribution so far.
That's pretty amazing for an AD carry, actually. Wow.
Sure, he has Sivir ult, too, which helps. I mean, Sivir's one of the easier ones to do that on, obviously, but he's been there every time, or he's been the one making the plays, and the team has relied on his presence in order to take advantage of the situation.
Well, now it's an 11,000 gold lead. Probably one of the biggest deficits we've seen GE face.
Yeah, well, 10,000, but yeah, and
it was 11 when I said it.
4 dragons as well. That's really the story right here, is that Tom has done a magnificent job putting that dragon pressure down since the start of this game.
Yep. And Gorilla's Kennen just has not been able to get in there and stun too much. He was able to do a bit in the last team fight, but again, you know, Wolf has just been so good with the Janna. I feel like it's pretty tough for Gorilla to play this Kennen into this composition.
Well, what we learned and what GETigers learned is that trying to ban out Marin is not going to work. Yep. So what will their pick and ban strategy be next game? And honestly, that's really good information going forward. They really tried to go after Marin in the draft. And Marin shows up in an unfavorable matchup, but they play around the unfavorable matchup by using their jungler well. And then by the time we get to this point in the game, Rumble's pretty darn good, and Marin is a pretty freaking good Rumble player. So,
you know, win or not, this is still smart for GE to sort of probe the defenses of SKT and try to find weaknesses. Like that actually, the knowledge they're gaining from this is more valuable than a win or a loss at this point.
And honestly, GE, they're not learning very much from GE right here.
Yeah.
GE, it's been a very one-sided game. So we're not really seeing a lot of GE's strengths in this one, but perhaps learning about GE's dragon control a little bit and their overcommitment and overextension in some of these fights that SK Telecom could use all their mobility to turn around.
Well, SKT just working on closing this one out at this point. Another Baron will be up in about 1:20.
It's still really hard for SKT to close because they don't have good siege, and there's an Azir on the other team, which is always really annoying to deal with, and one of the best champions for turtling in the game right now. So I think SK Telecom, they have to play around Dragon and Baron right now to actually close this one out. They can't simply walk into a mid lane. If they were actually running Juggernaut right here, it would be a really viable option, because with that Bio-Arcane Barrage range and the speed that Lulu gives him, 700, 800 move speed where he can just dodge all the skill shots very easily, that does become very scary. You can close the game without having 5 Dragons or a Baron. But
wow, nice poke on the Gorilla, and they're going to engage. Sivir ult used. Nope, actually that wasn't it.
Yeah, Sivir gets confusing because she just yells junk all the time.
Yeah, I guess so. There we go. Now it's time. Going into Smeb. There's a flash from Bang. Gets pushed back by Gorilla. They still get the kill anyway. Marin in the back lines roasts Gorilla, and Smeb taken out as well. Another double kill for Bang, and now SKT can take an objective or two. Oh, Flash ahead with the exhaust. Doesn't hit him with the knockup. Gets him with the slow on W. Frey still gets taken out.
They're just too far behind right now. SK Telecom moving in. Faker with the glitter lance.
That's going to be a perfect ace for SK Telecom at 31 minutes, and this is going to be the end of the game, guys. Marin, SKT, wow.
Marin had a really good flank in that last fight right there. He basically forced Gorilla to ult just him and live through it anyway.
That was amazing. SKT, when they want to close, they close hard. GG. Game 1 goes to SK Telecom.
Very impressive.
No kidding. Well, good start to the 11th anniversary match for SK Telecom. Faker looking pretty pleased.
April 13th, 2004, the founding of SK Telecom T1 back in the Brood War days, and
2 days
still an elite team.
They really are. They really have been kind of the top team in Korea for a very, very long time in multiple games.
There really isn't a team in esports with the same level of prestige anywhere else in the world.
Yeah. Definitely true. And GETigers, a team less than a year old and a good start. And again, you know, the loss may be a bit disappointing, but again, they're probing the defenses. They're like the Velociraptors in Jurassic Park, man. They're just going to like test where the fence is weak so they can break through it in a couple weeks in the finals. Yeah. Or when Dennis Nedry shuts all the power down to steal Dino DNA. But you know how it is.
I do know how it is. Wow. Well, that game, GE showing that they really need to focus on how they group up, because if they keep trying to engage fights or overextending while they're a man down, SK Telecom perfectly able and willing to punish that. So GE a little bit off in terms of their coordination and communication that game. We'll see if they can adjust and show up on time in game 2.
I think it just means Gorilla has to play Bard. I think that's
truly the only solution.
That's the only
magical journey would have saved them, Doa.
A magical journey is exactly what GE needs right now. I don't think Lee should be playing that jungle Nautilus. Did not work out terribly well.
I'm not a fan.
Still better than his Rengar. There's Faker's aunts and I believe one uncle and his father on the right there.
Yeah, striped shirt. That is the father of Faker.
That's right. Faker Sr. Well, when we come back, guys, game number 2. Don't go.